I wore these £2 Primark shoes for a whole week and here's what happened. So my first day wearing them, I hopped onto the bus to go to a house party. On my way I just prayed that it wouldn't rain. I brought some other shoes in case the Primark ones fell apart immediately so I wouldn't have to go home barefoot. After about 6 hours of wearing the shoes, my feet were quite painful, so I had to switch them out for my backups. Days 2 and 3 were quiet days to take it easy. Before I set out to the shops, I realised that the top of the insole had started to wear off. I'd only worn them to the party, so that wasn't good. Anyway, I made a trip to the shops and wore my shoes around the house. It's day 4, time to go to work. I drive, but the place I parked means I have a bit of a walk. When walking on concrete, you might as well be walking barefoot for all the comfort it gives. After standing all day in vans, I get to put these back on. It's day 5. I woke up this morning and my feet were in a lot of pain. Bear in mind I haven't actually been wearing these shoes that much, just to and from work the previous day and around the house, so it's not like I'm doing anything intense. I went out to the shop as usual and then went to get a haircut. It's day 6. On day 6 I was scared because it was finally raining. I went to work then after I visited family. Luckily the rain really came down while I was in the car and by the time I arrived it was just stopping. And it's a good thing too, I wasn't looking to do a waterproof test at that moment. At the end of the day I had another look at the shoes, and the whole sole now just peeled off, revealing the cardboard underneath. It was the last day! By this point I dreaded putting the shoes back on. Because of the insole detaching from the shoe, it began to slip out of place, causing quite a bit of discomfort to the back of my foot from rubbing against the sole. Apart from that, it was another day walking to and from work when my worst fears came true. On the final stretch home it started to rain. Surprisingly, my feet remained dry despite how thin the canvas was and how heavy it was raining. But I wasn't going to stick around and find out how long that would last, so I hauled ass home. So after a week of use, this is what they look like. The outside of the shoe held up way better than I thought it would, and the inside held up way worse. Even with just a week of use, the sole of the shoe started wearing away. Just for the sake of it, I did a waterproof test as well, and they're definitely not waterproof, but considering how much water went onto them and how much they absorbed, my socks were pretty much dry with only one wet spot. With everything said and done, I'm going to do the washing machine test and see if they survive. Somehow against all odds they did, with the only additional damage being the top of the sole shrivelling up and the cardboard at the bottom of the shoe starting to peel. So at the end of it all, would I recommend? No, obviously not. They did alright in some aspects, but I can't see these lasting more than 3 months, and it'll be a painful 3 months at that. I get that these are only last resort shoes, but if you're really that desperate, I just recommend going to the charity shop and finding any shoe that fits you there, because they'll no doubt be better made and pretty much the same price.